Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Live with Nick Nasty, the newest and the best show on SkullFace Radio. I am here with my first guest. It is going to be a three-piece series where we are going to discuss the releasations. The releasations of the earth. Your earthisms is out in the world. You have finished the album, Ryan the Lion.
Yes.
What is it called again? I lost it. Tornado fucking therapy.
Well, tornado therapy.
What an exciting time. You know what I'm saying? I know 9 months. Is that what it is, or is it even more?
Dude, I don't even know.
We tapped them on?
I haven't really tabulated the whole time spent. I mean, some of the songs that are on there I've had for years, like that, but the actual conception of the album, I guess I'd put at close to a year, because I think it's been about a year because we met like early July, I want to say, or something.
This could be right around our anniversary.
Around.
What if we got the dates and this was the day that we met the first time, and we come together when the moons align, and we come here and talk music and do what we do?
We could just say it was that way.
We can just make it up. Nobody knows the difference, right? Well, I want to be the first one to say congratulations on finishing this album. I know yourself and our main man, Austin Skeen, has put in a whole lot of work to make this happen.
Yes.
Austin did the mixing and producing of it. He also did some of the illustration that's going on with it, so he helped out a whole lot. It's really satisfying to me when I started this record label. It was all about networking good talent that's like-minded.
Absolutely.
And it's like you guys met, and he was a fan of what was going on. You were a fan of the way that he did his deal. Bada bing, bada boom. It's happened, man. How did you feel, man, once you started actually getting these recordings down, and then he started sending some back, and the realization started setting in that you were actually going to have this album, and it was happening?
Well, man, I've said this to you earlier, and I really do. Like, I still look at the whole album. Like, I remember when I first got the recording equipment, and I remember thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to get this done. And it was really the first time of really diving in like that. And I would like to say there's probably several nights where I'd send something to Austin, probably, if I look back at it, that something was very minuscule and stupid, but he was always right there to be like, oh yeah, just approach it this way or approach it that way. And I immediately started to, once it all started to make sense to me, and after tutorials and it started to make sense to me, I actually kind of got a hunger for it to where I really started to love what I was doing.
Ryan started becoming a lion.
I loved it. It was the recording became so much fun to me, and just to put something together to where, I can definitely say at the end of this album, like, I am proud of it.
Oh.
And from a soul aspect, it's something that I felt like when I started it, it definitely speaks to exactly what I was wanting. Mm-hmm. And whenever you have a vision, but I knew I didn't have all the actual skill and knowledge to make it what I wanted to.
Yeah.
And be able to go to someone and
have them
Austin,
complete it.
He absolutely did, but it wasn't here, just give this to me and I'll do this. It was an absolute process with him where he was seriously like, all right, so you have this. Now go back and look at it this way and approach it this way. And and I kept on doing that, and it really made it to where he could take what finally came down the funnel and had all of it set up the way that he needed it, to where he could go and just really put that specific aspect, because after him hearing me talk about it, he kind of knew exactly. He knew where I was going for it. And that's the thing, was we talked earlier, it's like, it's kind of crazy for me to hand something off to him, and I know before it comes back,
no doubt that it's going to be.
It's going to be what I was.
And
every single time, I'm just like, how?
It's special. That's a special deal. That's
like,
how things like this happen. It don't just happen by throwing it out there, man. You got to have a lot of pieces that a lot of artists don't understand.
Absolutely.
It takes more than just that artist to make that artist bloom. It's a weird deal, man. You have to connect with people, man. But that's what this whole deal's about, man. And I think through this, you've probably, found some lifelong friends and 100%. Also completed a dream.
Fuck yeah.
Which you can't get much more than that.
You can't get much more than that.
This first song off here, man, we got a treat for everybody listening onto this podcast. We're gonna play 2 songs per show of our 3-show series, and kind of showcase everything. And I believe, we haven't even mentioned it yet, August 16th.
August 16th.
That's when it's gonna be available. You can order your CD for $10 shipped, or we're gonna have copies, or you can do the download on all major platforms. It's gonna be a big day, man. It's gonna be a day to be proud of, man. Amazing. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's going to be surreal when that happens. Then you can put it in your hand.
Just to see it, yeah.
Throw it on the wall.
Still
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Turn it into vinyl, whatever, in the hell, however you want to do it. But this first song, The Ballad of Miss May, I'm super familiar with this song, but I'm just wondering, is there any reason exactly why this song actually is number one and is kicking off this debut release by yourself?
The main reason why that one's number one, well, I love starting things off with a story. I like kind of trying to get people captivated from the beginning.
This is a big murder mystery type deal.
It really is. It's one of those ones that really kind of, I try to really grab you at the beginning of it and carry you along a story and pretty much just try to get you interested before anything else comes. And I don't know, it's just the one that I've always gone to just because I wrote it and then after writing the story, found another story that actually matched the story I wrote.
Yeah, what a coincidence is that? It's like all the planets are aligning. This must be right.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, yeah, that like just to turn it on Forensic Files and then hear it,
and you're like,
match
what?
up
Boom.
to the story that I wrote.
Mind blown. That's
it was
hilarious.
Cool. It was really cool.
Well, we got a big treat for everybody out there listening, man. We're gonna let them hear this before everybody else does and before the release happens, man. Check it out. It's The Ballad of Miss May by Ryan Lochner off the album Tornado Therapy. You are watching or listening to Live with Nick Nasty on SkullFace Records Radio.
Oh, as the story goes, it really wasn't the stove. Neighbors stopped and stared at the blaze. Oh, suspects all around in this godforsaken town. I was stricken and riddled with rage. Well, everybody knew her well. She never flaunted it, but they could tell that her target was made of Miss May. Oh, police said they found old matches on the ground and whiskey laying passed away. She had a lover in the town and her old man came around, or at least that's what the rumors say. So I said, sorry, Miss May, you passed away. A murder that struck you down that day, or your house was left in disarray. No prints were found to lead us astray. Oh, you left no note, but from ashes you spoke of the snakes that were at play. No rumors harvested, all said. No one confesses, so many blame. Someone trapped her in those flames as she slept. Oh, she probably woke from the smoke. Oh, enough to make her choke. Oh, I screamed for help, but sadly no one came. Oh, stories set aside, it could be truth, it could be lies. Oh, sadly no one knows who to blame. So I said, sorry, Miss May, you passed away. Murder that struck you down that day, or your house was left in disarray. No prints were found to lead us astray. Oh, you left no note, but from ashes you spoke of the snakes that were at play. It's okay, Miss May, you've been burnt away. Your body in ashes, revenge is what you crave away. If there's mischief, no need to behave, just haunt them to their graves.
back live with Nick Nasty on SkullFace Records Radio. We got to just check out the Ballad of Miss May, song 1 off the debut album that's going to be released August 16th. Tornado Therapy. We're here with Ryan Lochner. Appreciate you being in the studio. This is a ton of fun.
Absolutely.
This next song that we're going to discuss is song 2 off the album, and I actually got to, I've played along with this one a little bit more than the other ones just because I helped you record a version of this that came out on the radio last year.
Yes.
Our homeboy Slim trimmed it up and made it go good. Yeah. I know, though, everything's not giggles and happiness, okay? And I know in my head, I sensed that when that came out, you wasn't 100%ly satisfied with the final sound of that song. Am I right, or am I just kind of overthinking it?
Well, I think which song you're talking about is, there was a Ghost song.
Ghost, I got them fucked up. I fucked that whole thing up.
Yeah, there's a Ghost song.
That'd be good radio, though.
No, I do remember there was a Ghost song, and I wasn't really super fond of it, and I guess the only thing that was kind of with it was the fact of the way that he introduced me to it, what he did was by sending it to me from YouTube.
Gotcha.
So something like that, I feel like when it comes to an artist's perspective,
hey, check this out first, and then let's put it out instead of just boom.
I completely understand where Slim. I knew that he was being nice, and I completely get it, and I do humbly I'm grateful for it. But yeah, it was a little bit of a frustration just because I had not pre-heard it, and then I didn't personally love the over-affected that he had with the vocals.
That perfectly makes sense.
Yeah.
That perfectly makes sense. I mixed them all up, though, man.
Yeah.
So here's a better segue into this next song. So Tornado, song 2 on this album, is one half of the title.
Yes.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you made the title of this album by combining 2 song titles.
Yes.
Were those the first 2 that you wrote on this album, or was it just combined in the 2 because it made sense to you?
You know what's really funny? Is just by you saying that right now, and me just thinking about when I wrote them, they were the actual first 2 written on this album.
Boom. How cool is that?
That is kind of funny.
That is neat.
So Tornado I wrote over 6-7 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's been sitting in your back pocket marinating.
That's been something that I have written, that I wrote a long time ago, with my wife, and it was during this very specific time. And that's always been a song that I've always had and always clung to. And then the Therapy song actually was written right before I ended up running in with you. It was probably written about a month before, and I had just kind of gotten into a streak where I was really kind of. That's why I feel like this whole thing is all planets aligned type shit. Is I got into
It's all happened before. We're in the Matrix.
It's fucking but yeah, I remember I wrote that song and I had a specific way, and I want to say the 2 songs whenever we first met and I first started to play before we did the Ash of Atlanta things, I think the first 2 songs I played for you were Therapy and Tornado.
Oh, cool.
So that's
a hell of a coincidence. Well, man, everybody's tuned in. We have 3 parts of this. The next time you come in is going to be about, I don't know, a week and a half or something like that. I'm going to have you come back in. Absolutely. We're going to listen to a couple more songs. We're going to talk about them songs and what's going on. We might mention a little bit of, I heard you mumble Ashes of Atlanta.
Yes.
And what kind of story would that be if we did the Rise and Fall of Ashes of Atlanta? Got them in. That's just a little side project that me and you were involved in 2020. I appreciate you coming into the studio today, Ryan. Can't wait to see you the next time. Absolutely. Everybody at home, as we're getting out of the show, you're going to be listening to song 2 off of his album that's going to be available August 16th. $10 ship, baby, or $5 to download the album. It's available on all major platforms. It's going to be a ton of fun. You guys listen to Tornado. If you guys have any questions for Ryan, write us in. Let us know. We appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys are watching Live with Nick Nasty on SkullFace Records Radio.
Windows are getting foggy, the radio's on play. Just sitting in my car on a dark and stormy day. Sirens are blaring and cows are flying by. tornado is spinning, so let's take it for a ride. These winds have caught me and brought me into you. Oh, you were the west wind and I the east blew through. Let's just keep spinning and see where we collide. Oh, let's just keep spinning and see what things will fly. So buckle your seatbelt and give me a little kiss. Looks like this coaster has taken off to bliss. Sometimes I'm feeling maybe a little scared. Oh, I want you to know my heart will always care. So lasso this tornado and ground in your stare. 'Cause two hearts this glowing world always bound for air. These winds have caught me and brought me into you. You were the west wind and I the east blew through. Oh, let's just keep spinning and see where we collide. Oh, let's just keep spinning and see what things will fly. These winds have called me and brought me into you. These winds have called me and brought me into you. Oh, these winds have called me and brought me into you. You were the west wind and I